I find whenever I ask somebody how they're doing, one of the first things out of their mouth is they're busy. And I know I do that. People ask me, "How's it going, Kevin?" And almost instinctively, I tell them, "Well, I'm busy." If we're going around sharing prayer requests, you can count on several of the people are going to talk about the busy week that they have and how overwhelmed they're feeling. It's just part of the life that we live, no matter what we're doing out in the world, out in the business, stay-at-home mom, we all feel this constant busyness. I think busyness is one of the socially acceptable ways of telling people no. I mean, it's just very hard to say no. We get requests for our time and be involved in things and do me this favor. And instead of saying, which would be very hard, to say, as I've thought about it and the priorities the Lord has for me in my life, I just don't think I can take this on right now. Or, I'm just not interested. We say, I'm busy. Now, is that some of the social glue that helps to make our lives a little more manageable? Yeah, so, it's not a big deal on one level, except insofar as we don't get to the deeper issues about why we're doing what we're doing and why we need to say yes to some things and we need to say no to a whole bunch of other things. One of the deepest problems, and I know I've experienced in my own life, is we become a kind of rhythmless mush. We see all throughout the Bible these rhythms. So daily there's sun up and there's sun down, and weekly there's a Sabbath rest, and then in the Old Testament there's these monthly feasts, and then there's these annual rituals. And I think that's because God has wired us to need these patterns and these rhythms. And what happens often in our day, and technology feeds into this, is we have no rhythm. So we are working when we're playing, and we're playing when we're working, and leisure and rest and work and labor all sort of blends together. So we're always trying to get things done. We're not quite on, we're not quite off, and it makes for a quietly kind of miserable life where we're actually not as nearly accomplished or as busy as we think we are, but it feels like it because we don't have any rhythm. This whole issue of busyness is something that relates to all of us, and it certainly relates to me. I haven't talked about this or written about this issue because I have it figured out, but because I know that I've typically struggled with being overwhelmed, feeling busy. And I think in the course of thinking through these things, have learned some things about myself. We race to figure out how-tos, but I think the first place to start is a how-come, and that's what I hope will be most beneficial, is people understand, how come I'm like this? What's going on? What are the deeper heart issues? Not just time management techniques, but what are the spiritual dynamics going on that my life feels the way it does?